We're going to read problem number 1, and we're going to have to label a triangle. You guys are going to have to draw a small triangle out beside every problem. So go ahead right now, out beside number 1, draw that. What y'all need, a pencil?
We don't need nothing.
Well, there's some attitude in that.
I'll fix to snap some girls today.
No, I'm saying favorite color. No, it's not. It's cold.
I got 18.3.
All right, here we go. Here's how you do it. A 20-foot ladder leans up against a wall. Guys, think about what's a ladder look like if it's going to lean up against a wall?
Like that. The third one. Right there, the long one.
The long one. There you go. The hypotenuse. This has got to be the ladder. Does everybody understand 20 has to go on that side?
Yes.
All right, next. Let's read the next sentence, guys.
8 feet from the base.
So that the base of the ladder is 8 foot from the base of the building. Does anybody know what the word base means? Base is the bottom. So 8 goes on the bottom. We're good so far.
Yeah.
What angle does the ladder make with the ground? There's our angle. All right, so you're going to have to be able to label all that by yourself. And we got a lot of problems to practice on the next couple days.
So do we write 160?
No, here's what you do now. Y'all see our 3 formulas in the back on the other side of Samari, on the board. Only one of those formulas is going to fit this problem. Now look, if we start looking from right here, because that's our angle, that's the opposite side. We don't have a number over there, but we do have a number on the adjacent and the hypotenuse. That means we got to pick which one if it's adjacent and hypotenuse. Cosine. Right there on the board. So I do cosine of x equals. How do I know what goes on top? I look at my formulas. And again, guys, if you don't want to look over there, just write them on your paper. But I'll move them up here next week. It says put your adjacent side on top. So that means 8's got to go on top, 20 on the bottom. That is the only work you have to show me right there on every one of these problems. You got to show me that equation.
So that's it.
So now, Samari, you should know how to type this in. When I take cosine and move it over, that's going to make it cosine negative 1. I'm not going to make y'all show me that. You can just type that in. All right, let's do it.
So that's what we're doing, everyone.
Cosine negative 1. Sometimes it might be sine negative 1, or sometimes it might be tan negative 1. That's why you got to draw your triangle. All right, now then I'll do 8 over 20. All right, I think it was James was asking me the question I was going to ask y'all. I got 66.4. Now, should I make that degrees and minutes? Yes, I should. Why? Because it's an angle. If you're trying to find an angle, you got to turn that into degrees and minutes. So do the extra step. Go ahead, Smart.
How do you know when it's that?
Let me show
How
you.
do you know when it's gonna be cosine or tangent or anything?
Okay. This one right here had to be cosine because I got a number on the adjacent side and I got a number on the hypotenuse, and the only one that's adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine.
Okay.
And I'll give y'all the formulas. All right, so I put that in my calculator. I got 66 degrees, 25 minutes. Somebody check me. All right, so that's how we're going to do every problem. You're going to draw a triangle and label it. Probably take you 4 or 5 problems before y'all get the hang of it.
The top is hypotenuse and the bottom is adjacent.
Look at the formula. The top is
Adjacent.
adjacent. The bottom is hypotenuse. So you got to do whatever it tells you to do in the formula. All right, let's do the second problem. I need y'all to draw a triangle. You're going to have to draw a triangle on every problem.
What's the right side right there? I need to write this down real quick. What's the right side? The top is adjacent.
All right, the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. And then the other ones we'll figure out. All right, here we go. Let's read number 2. A 50-meter vertical tower. Guys, which way is vertical? Show me. Vertical's up and down, so y'all put 50 meters on the up and down. Storm, we got out our sheet from yesterday. Carolina, show you which one it is. Everybody good there? Next sentence. A vertical tower is braced with a cable secured at the top of the tower and tied 30 meters from the base. There's that word again, base. What's that mean? So 30 goes on the bottom. What angle does the cable form with the vertical tower? All right, look, guys, this time, instead of being on the bottom, they're asking what angle does the cable make with the vertical tower? We're up here now. So you got to read it and see where it wants you to put it. Put the X. All right, now, everybody's watching. Y'all don't say anything out loud. Samari, 30's on which side? Opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? No, the hypotenuse is always across from the right.
You just said it was at the
No,
bottom.
I did not. You're making that up. I didn't. I said the hypotenuse. Why are you interrupting me? I said the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle.
Right,
So
I got
this is
that.
going to be the hypotenuse every time.
It would be.
So that is opposite because it's across from the angle we're looking at.
Okay, so, but on
See,
this
you
triangle,
made
you
the board.
said that hypotenuse is right here, right? You said it's right here, which is where.
Hunter, take care of that while I'm doing it.
I'm gonna walk out good.
No, why?
Cause you're not.
Got it.
Ooh.
Samari, the hypotenuse always the sideways.
But yeah, but he had us put it right here on the bottom.
All right, hang on, let me get back to where I was. All right, so we were here. All right.
You do not
He said
listen.
put it right there.
All right, so we said this was 50 meters, we said this was 30, and we said the X goes here. All right, Samar, you got a question before I do the next step? Anybody got a question before I do the next step? All right, so this is opposite, so this has got to be adjacent, right? So which formula? What's the only formula on the board that's got opposite and adjacent? Tan. So we do tan of X, put opposite on top, adjacent on bottom. And now we're going to do it just like we did on the last problem. What happens with tan when I move it over, Alicia?
It turns into a negative.
Tan negative 1. Let's do it. Tan negative 1, 30 on top, 50 on bottom. Now, do I have to make this one degrees and minutes?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's an angle.
Because it's an angle. Very good. Degrees, minutes, seconds. All right, my calculator gave me 30 degrees, 57 minutes, and 49 seconds. Now remember, there's only 60 seconds in a minute, so if your seconds is 30 or higher, I want you to round up. So we'll go 30, 58. 30 degrees, 58 minutes. Again, you're probably going to need 4 or 5 problems when you get the hang of it. All right, anybody got a question on number 2 before we go to number 3? All right, by the way, I'm pretty sure I put y'all's test grades in Power School yesterday. I'll pass those back in just a few minutes. Let's look at it. And we'll have 30 minutes at the end of class for some people to finish if you haven't finished. All right, let's go to number 3. I'll read it. Y'all help me label it. A point on the ground 50 foot from the foot of a tree. Now, if it says the foot of the tree, what's it talking about? Bottom. The foot of something's the bottom. So I got to put 50 feet on the bottom. 50 feet. All right, let's keep reading. The angle of elevation to the top of the tree is 53 degrees. When y'all see that word, angle of elevation, what's the word elevate mean? Look up. So you got a guy standing down here looking up like this. He's looking up. So this angle down here is 53 degrees. Does that make sense? Angle of elevation is always going to be that bottom angle. Always. Every time.
So if there's a degree in the word problem, it's always going to go on.
It's always going to go, well,
No, that last
the last problem, the X was up top, but it didn't give you a number. I think what she's asking, if it gives you a number, I think every problem's going to go here. We'll see if I'm wrong, but I don't believe I've ever seen one when it didn't. All right, last sentence. Find the height of the tree. Where does the X go? This has got to be the tree, guys. X goes right there. All right, now let's figure out which formula matches our problem. If I start looking here, X is on which side? Opposite. This has got to be adjacent, right, Samara? Because that's my hypotenuse. We don't have a number over there. So I got opposite and I got hypotenuse. Sorry, said it wrong. I got opposite and I got adjacent. So just like last problem, we're going to use tan. This time we do tan of 53 degrees equals formula tells me put opposite on top, so x goes on top, 50 goes on bottom. All right, that's what you got to show me right there. Rest of it you can put in your calculator.
Coach, what do I do with my numbers on top of the fraction?
Okay, I'll show you. All right, so this is what we did yesterday. What do y'all do in your calculator if you got 50 on the bottom over here and you want to move it? Yeah, instead of dividing by 50, move it over here and just times it by 50. And that'll move. Punch that in your calculator, you got your answer. 50 times tan of 53. All right, I got 66.4. Now question, do I have to change this and make it degrees and minutes? No, because look, I'm not finding an angle this time, I'm finding a side. We just put 66.4 feet. 66.4 feet. I want y'all to get in the habit of labeling it feet or meters or inches or yards or whatever it's talking about in the problem. All right, question on 3. All right, 4 is a little tricky. It's got something new on it. Everybody ready for 4? Draw your triangle. I got my triangle right here. All right, let's read the problem. From the top of a lighthouse 210 feet high. Where do I put 210? Good, beside it, because the lighthouse is up and down, right? 210 feet. All right, the next sentence is the new sentence that we got to learn. Is everybody watching? Everybody listen? It says the angle of depression. All right, on the last problem it said angle of elevation. Elevate means we look up. What do y'all think angle of depression means? Look down. So here's the deal. You got somebody on top of this cliff, or is it a light tower? What is it? Lighthouse. You got somebody right up here, and they're looking down this way. They're looking down. And it says that angle is 27 degrees. Now watch, it's something new. The problem is, guys, that's not even inside our triangle. We can't use that. All right, so there's a couple different ways we can do this. What y'all learned in geometry a year and a half ago, that this angle right here is equal to this angle right here. I believe it was called like alternate interior, one of those words. I forget all that stuff. You guys probably remember it. But those two angles are equal. If that was 27 and that was 27. So here's the bottom line. Number 3 talked about angle of elevation. It was the bottom angle. Number 4 talks about angle of depression. It's going to end up being the bottom angle anyway. So if it says angle of depression or angle of elevation, either one, it's going to be this bottom angle every time. We good? Samari ain't listening to this.
Yes, I am.
All right, find the distance from a boat to the bottom of the lighthouse. All right, so we got our boat out here in the water. How far is it from the boat to the bottom of the lighthouse? That's my answer. So look, we don't even need this up here because we got our angle on the inside of the triangle. All right, somebody pick me a formula. Tan, let's see. That's opposite and that's adjacent. All right, do it with tan. Y'all should be about where y'all can do some by yourself now. Do it with tangent, get an answer. All right, so we got tangent, 27 degrees equals. What goes on top? It says put opposite on top, so 210 over x. Yeah, all right, let me show you a shortcut though. On the last problem, the number was on the bottom, we just times it over. That's easy. On this problem, the number's up top. And when the number's up top, Samara, really what we're going to do is cross multiply. But after you do all those 3 steps, all that's going to happen is 210 is going to be on top, tangent of 27 is going to be on bottom. So you don't do tan negative 1 on that because you cross multiply. So I'm showing y'all a shortcut when it's like that.
Yeah, we was close. I did a number.
All right, so we got 210 on top, tan of 27 on bottom. Crap, I messed up. I got 412.1. Do I have to make that degrees and minutes? Let's look. No, because it's a side. 412.1 what? Feet. Y'all don't put feet, I'm marking off 1 point on the test. Okay, y'all draw your triangle on 5. At least see if y'all can label the sides. Y'all can help each other if you need to. Draw your triangle, see if you can label it. Alright, so storm, just like
It's just
You
like
don't
a
have
lot
that
of
feature.
numbers, really.
The Tyler's gives us notes every day. We do a look at before the test. We're ready to go.
It's very simple.
All right, let's label our triangle. Richard's flying a kite. Where's Richard? He's right here. He's flying a kite. This is Richard's kite up here. I'm gonna draw a kite. All right, he's flying a kite. It says the kite string makes an angle of 57 degrees with the ground. So 57 goes right there. All right, now here's the part that's kind of tricky. If Richard is standing 100 feet from the point on the ground up under the kite, so where does 100 go?
On the bottom.
Yeah, 100 feet right here.
How long is it?
I'll say that again, guys. It says Richard's standing 100 feet away from the point on the ground up under the kite.
Oh, that's deep.
All right, then it says find the length of the kite string. Which side of the triangle is the kite string? Right there. All right, so hey, we get to use a different trig function this time. We've been using tangent every time. What do we use this time? Let's see. That's opposite. We don't have a number over there. So this is adjacent, and that's hypotenuse. So you got to use cosine. All right, so I got cosine of 57 equals, formula says put your adjacent side on top, hypotenuse on the bottom.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so just like on the last problem, what do I do in my calculator when I got the x on the bottom? We just talked about it. Very good. 100 over cosine of 57. Y'all get me. I got 183.6. Do I make it degrees in minutes? Let's see. No, because it's a side. 183.6 feet. All right, they try to fool y'all on number 6. Hunter, look at number 6. How did they try to fool us on 6? Yeah, let's do it.
But ain't that just
All right, hang on, let's read it. An airplane rises vertically. Which way is vertical again? Up and down. So 1,000 feet goes right here. If it says vertical, put it on the side that's vertical. Over a horizontal distance of 1 mile. Which way is horizontal? Horizontal is flat. All right, 1 mile on the bottom. And now what angle of elevation? We always said angle of elevation or angle of depression is right there. All right, so now look at it. How did they try to trick you? These two have to be the same measurement. You can't have feet here and miles here. So let's change that into feet.
5,208.
Did you look it up or did you know? You guys are supposed to know
It's 5,200.
that 5,280 feet in a mile. Y'all ever seen the movie Remember the Titans? Old movie. Yeah, y'all never seen that? We need to watch that in class. It's a great movie.
That's a good idea.
Let's watch it.
Anyway, I remember that because he says that in that movie. All right, so now, Hunter, which formula are we going to use? Opposite over adjacent. All right, good. Y'all use tan. Do this one by yourself. Talk about number 2. In a parking garage, each level is 20 feet apart. Let's think about this.
So that's going to be ground level. Right? Yeah.
All right, here's my truck.
Thank you.
This is ground level right here. Up here's the second level. You guys know a parking garage. Where is there a parking garage around here?
The aquarium in Atlanta.
Yeah, nobody ever goes to that. Like I always think of the hospital in Jacksonville. You got to park in the parking garage before you go in the hospital. All right.
There's fumes.
Yeah. So first level, second level. It says it's 20 feet apart each level. So where does 20 go?
Up and down.
Very good. 20 foot from there to there. Does that make sense?
So that's
Kids always miss that on the test.
I would take that out.
So now y'all shouldn't miss it. All right, each ramp is 130 feet long. Where does 130 go?
Hypotenuse.
Good, hypotenuse. And then it says find the angle of elevation. We know that's the bottom angle every time. So pick a formula. I got opposite and hypotenuse, so sine. All right, y'all work it out with sine, get an answer. Should be able to do it quickly.
I remember you said
I dig that.
hypotenuse.
All right, let's go to 4. Laney on 4 says the road rises vertically 40 feet. Where'd I put 40?
The right there.
Horizontal 630.
On the top.
No, horizontal is always flat.
Opposite.
Oh, my bad.
All right, what is angle of elevation? That was an easy one. Give me an answer. What y'all got for an answer on this one? I won't have to do it.
That.
3 degrees, 30 minutes. 3 degrees, 38. James has got 3 degrees, 38. If y'all don't get that, let me know. Which formula you going to use? You're going to have to use tangent. Tangent of x equals 40 over 630. Number 4, James said it was 3 degrees, 38 minutes.
Okay.
That's
I
right.
never did it. I would just trust that that's right. All right, 5 says, let's read it. 2 hikers are 300 meters from the base of the tower. Said that word base, so it's bottom. 300 meters goes on the bottom. Keep reading. The angle of elevation is 40. Which angle is that? Bottom angle. How high is the tower? Oh man, that was an easy one. All right, y'all set your formula up and get an answer for that.